From the top of the town at 715 Main Street in historic Deadwood, it's time for another episode of the DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast. Hello and welcome to episode number 44 of the Deadwood Tobacco Company Blow and Smoke Podcast. My name is iCandy Randy, and joining as always behind the board is the preacher, Ethan. And back, this is probably the second or third podcast we've done with the same crew here. To my right and your left is the boss of the shop, Mr. Jason Grimes. Grimes, how are you?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
Very well. And the leader of the pack, Mr. Wild Bill.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining. Hit that like and smash button. Let's get them numbers up so we can give some free stuff away.
Look at that. It's learning. It's social media engagement brought to you by Wild Bill. Coming up on this podcast, we're going to talk about all the fun stuff and some shitty stuff that happened in 2023 in our year in review. We're also going to be talking with the artist who will be on stage this weekend, Ms. Ruthie Craft from Austin, Texas, formerly of Seattle. And we're going to talk to her about, some dental hygiene tips. And we're going to maybe try to set the kid up with a date, possibly. We're going to find out from her what dudes be like and her brand new EP that's going to come out in January, her debut EP. Ruthie Craft will be joining us here in just a little bit. But first, where we always start the podcast is, what are we smoking? We're going to save Grimes for last because he's got a very special stick. We'll start with Ethan.
I took the band off.
That's a good name cigar. Who makes that?
It's the Ozinger Natural, I'm pretty sure.
The boss first. It seems to be your go-to.
Yeah, I like it.
We're going to call it the B55. Yeah, that's from Tim Osgener from Osgener Family. Delicious. And Bill, what do you have today?
I'm doing the My Father El Centurion, and I dig it.
That was actually a find in the bottom special section of the humidor, right?
Oh, yeah, it's the last one left. It's well-aged for about an extra year.
And we have so many sticks in the humidor, sometimes we just forget about some of them. And I was wandering around. I'm like, you know what? I haven't had an Aroma de Cuba Reserva in a while. Beautiful Mexican Oscuro wrapper on that from Pepin's My Father factory. Delicious, delicious smoke.
For Ashton cigars.
Yes, for Ashton cigars. And last but not least, a very special cigar. Grimes, what'd you pull out?
I pulled out a 2021 Rally Edition cigar that's been sitting in the humidor for the last year and hasn't been touched, and finally just wanted to open the box up and smoke it.
That's because you bought the last box.
Well, that is true.
Yeah. And then he hit it.
Yeah, I did.
And that's true. And it's very rare. Well, obviously, there's not a lot of those running around unless people are aging them in their humidor. As a matter of fact, we had that cigar when I started here in January of 2023. We had a few boxes of that left. So that was the 21. 18 months later was still in the humidor. Grimes, care to tell. There you go. Care to tell the folks? I've been drinking. How many boxes of the 2023 Rally we have in our humidor right now?
5 sticks.
0 boxes and
5 sticks.
5 sticks. So it was a smashing success. Thank you to our partners, Christian Arroyo and the folks at CLE for that. It was a wonderful, wonderful, smooth, enjoyable Connecticut this year, and we look forward to a surprise for the 2024 Rally cigar as well. So that is what we are smoking. A couple of house cleaning items that we need to talk about. It is December. It's the 19th today. Got great music coming up. We'll visit with Ruthie in a bit. But I think we can all agree on one thing. We need some fucking snow.
Oh, fuck.
Snow.
Not that kind of snow, but snow from God.
Snow.
Snow.
We need snowmobilers and skiers.
We need God to make the angels cry and make snow.
Yes. So whatever you believe in, do your dance, say your prayers, whatever you need to do to get us about 3 feet of snow tomorrow would be great. Anytime now.
Wait. Make sure when they pray to God for this, that they say just lead.
Just lead.
Yeah, we don't want it. We don't want the snow in
it
Deadwood.
in Deadwood. We want it up in Lead at the ski resort.
Exactly. So
And on the trails for the snowmobiles.
So
God doesn't answer prayers like that.
Hey, you can always ask. He hears everything.
He does.
Yeah.
Says no to a lot, too.
Yes, he does. Trust me, I found out.
So that's it's actually not a joke. We do need snow. The town's slow. It's we're hurting a little bit this time of year with the holidays coming up. So we hope that you'll make a point to come on out. If you're doing some Christmas shopping, swing by the humidor, grab a box, grab some of our great clothing. I'm wearing one of our flannels right now. We've got just great riding coats and a whole bunch of other stuff that would fit great underneath your Christmas tree this year.
We got hats too.
Yep, all of our hats are back in stock. The flat brims with 4 different colored logos on them. We have the baseball-style blue hat with the Deadwood Tobacco logo and a whole lot more.
In case nobody knew about that blue hat, that was a added item by the kid when he got his department after 90 days. He wanted a baseball hat, and he has to sell them all.
Yes. Yep, and I think they're going okay, but I'm thinking we're probably 50-50 on the flat brims versus the baseball. So if you want the kid to win, come buy that baseball hat.
What does he win?
I don't know. You're the boss.
He wins a hat.
He wins a hat.
He wins a hat.
We'll give him a flat.
He wins a date with Ruthie.
I think she.
Sorry, Ruthie, when you come on and you might see this, I didn't mean a real date.
Yeah, I think she gets the final say in that.
Absolutely.
And we just a house cleaning item. We're going to be closed on Christmas Day, but we will be here on Christmas Eve from 10 until 6-ish.
Me and you, Randy.
Yep, we're going to hang out. We'll probably put, there's actually football on, I believe, that day. And
I got eggnog at home.
there you go. We can probably round up some brandy or some bourbon.
Got that too.
Perfect. We'll make an event of it. So if you're looking for some very last minute stuff, or you just don't like your family and you want to come hang out with us, you're welcome to 10 to 6 on Christmas Eve.
And if it's really good, we'll stay later.
That sounds good. Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
I got nowhere to go.
Nothing wrong with staying open later.
Nope. And then, Grimes, we just got word from our buddy Tom Lazuka that there's something that's in Miami. What's coming the way? Finally.
Asylum 867, what everybody's been waiting for.
They have cleared customs. They're in Miami. They should start shipping ASAP. And if you haven't been following along, the Asylum 867 bill is...
Deadwood Tobacco Company chasing the dragon. We lost that name. Asylum took it. And we're not mad. We're just misunderstood.
And it is the same cigar. It's
Same cigar that the team here at Deadwood Tobacco created. It's still the steeping process. We just changed the name in the band a little bit. Still have the same colors. But it's now CLE's project, not Deadwood Tobacco Company's.
And that is still the Auntie, the Zero, and the Midnight Oil, the same varieties that you have enjoyed out of our humidor in the past, just a different package and a different name, and we'll walk you through all of the details when you stop in. And of course, those will be up online as soon as possible as well.
And it's 9 shapes total. We had 3 before. Each one's going to have an extra 2 shapes in it for 9 shapes. So you're going to have a great selection when we launch this here in the next day or two. So look for it in your local stores.
And even some for the big dogs out there, we've got some 7x70s in the Midnight Oil, and a variety, like Bill said, of different sizes for the rest. So swing in for that. And one last item, very excited. We'll have a more detailed announcement very soon, but we've been in discussions with the management group for a country artist named Sam Grow. Sam Grow is a big fan of cigars. He is a big boy. He's tattooed. He rides a Harley, and he smokes cigars, which sounds like almost everyone who watches this podcast.
Yeah, he don't look country, but he's country.
Yep, yep. And he's going to be here March 2nd doing a smoke and greet and a concert here, part of his Cigars and Bars acoustic tour. And we are, as I said, in talks to do a little bit more with him. And we'll give the full details as soon as we're able, but it's with some good friends of Deadwood Tobacco Company we're hoping to partner with on that. So pay attention for that soon.
Yeah, we're going to have an influencer.
Exactly. More than just Grimes.
Yeah.
Not that big of an influence.
You influence everybody with your quick and decisive words.
And you influence us to make good decisions.
Sure.
You're an influencer. I grabbed a beer.
I didn't. I'm drinking water.
Yeah, but you influenced me to drink so you didn't have to.
Okay, fair.
All right.
Very good. And that's just a little bit of what's going on here at the shop. Coming up in just a few, we are going to have our interview with Ruthie Craft, who will be here this weekend, the 22nd and 23rd, 8 until midnight. And we'll be back with her right after this. And welcome back to episode 44, Deadwood Tobacco Company Blow and Smoke podcast. And here she is, back by popular demand. She stopped in right before Rally and did a gig with us. There was a little hiccup with her band, but she knocked it out of the park as a duo. She's going to be back this Friday and Saturday, the 22nd, 23rd, 8 until midnight. Everybody say hello to Ms. Ruthie Craft. Hi, Ruthie.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hi.
What's going on?
How's it going?
We were just talking a little bit. You just wrapped up a gig down in Austin. How's everything going down there?
Good. Busy. I'm playing a lot of gigs, and yeah, it's good. It's really picking up finally, so it's exciting.
Very nice. And you came to us, I believe, through a mutual friend of ours, Mr. Devin Sands, and stopped in right before Rally. But give us a little bit of your background. You're from Seattle, right? But down in living in Austin and working out of there now?
Correct. Yeah, I'm from actually a small town in Washington State, kind of in the Seattle area. And yeah, I've been in Austin for 2.5 years, and I'm loving it down here. It's sunny and warm, and lots of good people, great music community, and plenty of gig opportunities. So.
Yeah, that is the live music capital of the world, Austin, Texas.
Yeah, they do say that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they have for years and years. I actually grew up in Austin. So here's the important
really?
question. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
South side or north side?
I'm on the south side right now.
Okay. So when I was there 27 years ago, something like that, they had the Bubbas and the Yuppies. Do they still do that? They did a tug of war across the river right by the Congress Street Bridge.
Yeah.
Literally all of the south side would get down there. We were the Bubbas, and all the north side was the Yuppies, and they would literally put a giant rope across the river, and they would have a citywide tug of war.
What?
Yeah, and we always
There's no
won.
way we don't do it now, but that's so cool.
Yeah, and it was a different town way back then. Now it's it's a tech center and all that other stuff. Great breweries, great music, but
The Yuppies are still up north, though.
yeah, that's
so.
true. We'll take that. Yes, yeah.
And west.
James Bowie High, class of 1994. So.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
No, I did not know you grew up there. That's awesome.
Yeah. So when you said the airport, that was the base that my dad was stationed at Bergstrom. So.
Oh wow!
Did you know that?
Yeah.
It used to be the Air Force Base?
No.
Yeah. You learn
I
all
did not
kinds
know
of new
that.
stuff. I'll help you out.
And it's interesting. Yeah, I need to know all this. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know much about the history of Austin. It's all just hearsay because most of the people that I meet here in Austin are also my age and came here for the same reason, either for music or for a tech job or something. So we're all just kind of guessing about the history of Austin because it's just very new and it's changing so rapidly, and everybody's like, I don't know. I don't think anybody around me knows any more about the history of Austin than I do, frankly.
Well, I did see that on your Instagram. You just played the Moody Center. Was that an ACL, Austin City Limits event, or what was the reason for that?
So it was the Moody Theater, not the Moody Center.
Okay.
There's 3 Moody concert venues, and it's very confusing. But it was the Moody Theater ACL live stage at the Moody Theater. So that was for an organization called Sonic Guild, formerly called Black Fret. They have started here in Austin. They have chapters in Seattle, Colorado, the Ozarks. And it's a nonprofit organization that gives out grants and whatever help they can to independent artists and bands. And I made it in this year. And the coolest part about it all was at the very end of the year, they have their Sonic Guild Ball. It's a big fundraiser for them. And the 20 bands that were selected that year get to perform a few songs each on that stage and receive their grant. So that's what that night was about.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen you when you came here in August, can you describe a little bit about your sound? What are they in for when they stop in this weekend to see you?
So this weekend is going to be a duo. So it's going to be me and a guitar player kind of trading off and song swapping. It's going to be pop music with a hell of a lot of soul involved, a little bit of blues here and there. A lot of new songs. I'm going to try out some brand new songs I've written, and definitely some crowd favorites as well. So, yeah, something like that.
Very good. You're going to sprinkle a Christmas tune here or there?
Ooh, I might. Those Christmas songs are hard to play. They're really jazzy. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll work on that. If somebody requests a Christmas song, I will not say no.
Very good.
Silent Night, Holy Night's coming.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the easiest Christmas song? I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. Those are easy chords.
There you go. That
Classy.
would work. We would take that. That'll fill up the tip jar too. That'll be awesome. So you are do music full time and have for a while now, right?
Yeah, I've done it for 14 months.
Okay. So a little over a year in. Obviously, just moved. You said you have no furniture in your new place. That's quite the challenge. So
Yeah, and because I'm a full-time musician, the furniture might have to wait a little bit longer. So I have a few more gigs, if I'm just being honest with you. It's okay, though. So anyways, yeah, I've been doing it for full-time for over a year now, and it's been the hardest thing I've ever done. I mean, it has tested me mentally and physically because, you know, when you can't buy groceries for a while, that's a little challenging physically. It has tested me in every way. And there were definitely a few times where I was about to throw in the towel and be like, screw it. I'll go back to being a dental assistant, or I'll go back to being a barista or something like that. And it's in those moments when I was like this close to calling it quits, something would happen and I would either get a gig or like some sort of word of encouragement, or during the worst of it this summer when I was really low, that's when I got the call from Sonic Guild saying, we're going to give you a grant this year. And then I was like, okay, I'll hold on. I'll hold out a little bit longer.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been amazing. It's like, it's one of those situations where I don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see just a light right in front of each step. And the light disappears, and then it appears again for the next step, and it appears again for the next step. And I don't really know where I'm going or how fast I'm going, but I'm doing my best and I keep taking steps. And so far, it's been working out.
Very good. You mentioned barista and dental assistant. Most of the time when we talk to musicians, they always have a long list of regular jobs. What was your favorite and what was your least favorite before you went to music full time?
Ooh, my favorite job. Most days I really enjoyed being a dental assistant, other than like the neck pain from, doing this all day long. It was my last job, the last dentist I worked for. Shout out Trent Smith at the local dentist. If you're in Austin, go to him. He's amazing. He was the best boss like ever. He was really fun and quirky, and he loved music too. And so he was really supportive of me quitting my job actually. But I would say that was probably one of my favorite jobs because I loved being able to interact with the patients, and you just meet all sorts of different people and have all sorts of different conversations, and every day is different. That was really fun. My least favorite job. Yeah.
About being a dental assistant.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a person in your chair and they got a yuck mouth, how do you keep?
Yeah. How do you keep it professional?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I did work at a perio office one time. So that's periodontist. It's for people with periodontal disease, and that one can be a little challenging if you have a sensitive nose. I really do actually have a sensitive nose. So you just double mask, because you have to wear a mask when you're leaning over somebody anyway, and just throw on another mask and try not to make faces. And,
ask them if they brush.
I know if they don't. Like, I don't have to ask. I'm like, oh, do you floss? No, you don't. You don't floss. You can tell. The second, that's what people don't realize is, like, they think they can get away with this crap when they go to the dentist. The dentist knows the second he looks in your mouth how many times a week you floss, if at all. Like, we know. You can't fake it. So, anyways.
Flossing sucks.
But it's so, you gotta floss, man. Like, even if you had the choice between brushing and flossing is actually more of a priority than brushing, because all that bacteria gets stuck between your teeth. And see, you're getting me all. Here I go again. We can go on this if you want.
Getting her all riled up. Yeah. The worst have to be, like dirty cigar smokers with beards. They have to be the worst ones, right?
Why are you saying that? I got a beard. I brush.
I think he's more talking about me.
Oh, all right. I brush, damn it.
Yeah.
Look,
got
if you
yellow
floss
teeth,
and
who
brush, then it's fine. It's whatever.
Good. Good.
I use a water pick.
Yeah, see, that's good. Water picks are great. If you're not
Yeah,
going to
but
floss,
I don't understand a water pick because it leaves a lot of water in my mouth when I'm doing it.
you're supposed to spit the water
Oh, I
out.
spit all the time. I spit all the time. I'm like, did this do any good or did I just spit a lot of water? And when you don't pay attention to it and you forget to turn off the button and the water's still shooting out onto the mirror.
Oh, that's why I don't use it, because I'm a little too spazzy. I think that would screw it. I just use good old regular floss.
I'll try that.
That'll work.
I'll try.
I mean, I don't have no whatever disease.
Periodontal.
Yeah, I don't have
Good.
that.
Well, let's keep it that way.
I just went to the dentist. I'm all right.
Oh, good. See, go to the dentist
However-
regularly. This is a
however,
PSA.
My wife has a weird gum disease that her gums are shrinking.
Recession.
Yep, and showing her roots.
Yeah,
She has to
yeah,
use a
that's
certain-
tough.
They're going to do a surgery on her to scrape the top of her mouth and give her new gums.
Yeah, that's probably osseous, and then a gum graft.
Yeah, they're taking
Yeah.
it from a
I've assisted on those surgeries. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, she did it once and it sucked. It sucked.
It's wild. I'm not gonna go into the details.
Oh, it's creepy.
Your wife is
it's-
about to do this, but
No, she did it once already.
it's not
creepy.
cute.
It is not. I mean, you talk about your mouth being effed up. Man, let me tell you, she had this mouthwash that was a numbing agent, had some narcotic
Yeah.
in it. And she'd have to swish that around. She'd get a little buzz, and then her mouth would feel good for a second. And then next thing you know, the pain would come back.
Yeah,
it's-
it's so
it's weird.
painful. Well, good luck to her.
Well, there
Yeah.
you have it. Dental
Not
tips.
that we're on. Yeah, we should talk
Dental
about
tips.
music.
I was not prepared for this.
Well, that's our podcast.
That wasn't on the list of questions.
Sorry, she
This
brought
is a
it
bonus.
up. I
She
wanted to know.
It's hysterical. Back to normal programming. So we're obviously wanted to talk to you about this, going through some of the more recent stuff that you've put out. Great videos. One of them just won an award I saw down, a Spotlight Award down in Austin. And another one that you just shot in the old convenience store looked amazing. What inspires you to do that type of stuff with your music? What's kind of your go-to? Because Ethan, behind the board over there, he's our creative director, and we see what inspires him. It's like wood, metal,
And drums.
in drums. Yeah, he's a drummer at heart. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so actually, you need a third to sit in with you this weekend. Ethan, can you brush up?
Can you bring your kit?
Hell yeah, dude! Let's jam.
All right, okay.
Let's go.
There it is. You heard it. He said yes. Perfect. So what generally inspires?
I'm not paying you, Ethan.
Yeah. I gotta buy a couch, so I gotta keep that.
Well, that'll be good. We'll get the preacher behind the kit. But typically, what drives your songwriting? What's the experiences or generally what you write about?
Yeah.
Don't say breaking up with boys.
Well, what if I was gonna say that, but like in a more eloquent way? Okay, just hold on.
All right,
Gather
then I
my
won't
thoughts.
say you're Taylor Swift.
So, I was trying to explain this to my mom recently about. She was like, "Well, how come you don't write any happy songs?" And to be fair, she likes my songwriting, but she was like, "Have you ever tried to write a happy song?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've tried," and it always comes out a little corny and cliche for me, because what I realize is the way I express my happy feelings is through laughter and humor and smiling and being out in the world and being with friends. The way I express those really difficult feelings, the ones that are too heavy and big to hold inside my body, is songwriting. And it's like journaling, it's why therapists tell you to talk it out or journal or whatever. It's really the same thing. And it's given me, music is so magical, because you can take something that's so hard and almost unspeakable and turn it into a piece of art and something beautiful that not only you can step back and enjoy it, but, bring enjoyment to other people as well. So most of my songwriting does come from some difficult experiences. Relationships are definitely a big, and not even just boyfriends or ex-husbands. It's like relationships with family and friends, and that's where I draw a lot of inspiration.
Very good. So come to Deadwood Tobacco Company for the most depressing Christmas songs ever.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Because I try not to. I don't really enjoy like quote unquote sad girl music. Like I pull those sad experiences, but my music is enjoyable to listen to, at least for me. Like I enjoy listening to it. It doesn't bum me out when I listen to it. So like Candy Store is it's a fun, upbeat pop song, but it's about a guy who like really screwed me over and my best friend too. And I was mad about it, but it doesn't sound angry. You know what I mean? And the music video is super kind of fun and cute and not angry.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that?
What's
this
that?
dude screwed over 2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah.
What is that story about?
Oh, hey, ooh. Ooh, diplomacy. It's just dudes be like that, and especially out here. No offense to all the men in the room, but there's, it's a common thing, and there is an absolute epidemic in modern dating right now, and it's really challenging for somebody like me who wants marriage and a family and stability to date these men who are my age, don't value those things. Those are not at the top of their priority list. And at first glance, sometimes they appear like, they want that. They want the family and everything. And then you find out that, they're like everybody else. And
Do you want a stay-at-home dad? Because we have one that works here. He's looking for a very strong.
Right now?
He's looking for a very strong woman. He wants her to be independent and search her goals so he can stay at home and clean. And he's maybe a little younger than you.
Dude, that'd be great because I'm planning on being on the road a lot.
Well,
so
he already asked if he could work that night that you come play.
oh my gosh,
Yes.
Oh yeah, he has.
no,
Yeah.
stop.
He's harmless.
Yeah, he's a sweet young kid. We
20
call him the kid.
23. He's a nice kid.
Oh, that's young. It's pretty young.
Yeah.
It is, and trust me, he's still wet behind the ears. Oh yeah,
Or trainable, however you want to put it.
Or trainable.
he's definitely trainable. Yes, he is.
I'll take trainable. We can work with that.
Awesome. Well, before we let you go, just tell us what you've got in store for 2024. What are your goals or priorities? Any exciting projects or singles? What's coming up next for Ruthie?
Yeah, so my next single is releasing on January 26th. I'm really excited about that one. It's a different sound. I'm very interested to see what people think of it because it's very big and cinematic and dramatic, and we went kind of all out on it. So anyways, that one, it's called Deja Vu, is coming out January 26th. And then after that, we have a couple more singles, and that will culminate into my debut EP, Sound of Blue. Very, very excited about that. Yes, finally. And then just more singles after that. I constantly have projects in the pipeline. So, yeah. And then playing more shows and trying to get out of town more. I'm trying to working on booking some tours. So.
Well, very good. As you book those, don't forget about us up here. And I know that there's a family connection which helps out, gets you in our community a little more often, and that's appreciated when you can swing by.
Yeah.
So great. We'll look forward to seeing you this weekend, Friday and Saturday, 8 until midnight at the venue inside Deadwood Tobacco Company, 715 Main Street. It's Ruthie Craft on all the socials. That's with an IE. Don't put a Y on your dressing room door now. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. We'll make sure to have it we'll spell it right on the green room here. So thanks very much for joining us. Best of luck. Travel safe, and we will see you this weekend.
Wait, she doesn't
Thanks,
want
Ryan.
anything like green M&Ms in the green room.
You know what?
Yellow starburst, something weird.
Very, very low maintenance. I haven't seen a writer yet, but I'm sure we can
No,
accommodate
definitely
some-
low maintenance.
yeah.
Just give me a stage and a microphone, and I'm good to go.
Oh, we're
can
done.
do that.
We got that.
We got
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Ruthie. Enjoy the rest of this week, and we'll see you this weekend.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
Later.
Watch me as I go, now I'm taking flight. Find me in the city, never sleep at night. All around the town, see my name in lights. I was born to perform. All across the world, hear them call my name. They're rushing to the front whenever I'm on stage. I used to be a player, now I run the game. I was born to perform.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for Ruthie joining us. I feel like I need to go to the dentist now. How about you guys?
Yes, 100%.
Look, I'm definitely flossing. Fuck brushing.
I just want to know how you use the water pick incorrectly. That's
Dude, you ever use that and you get on the side of your mouth and all of a sudden it slides out and it just squirts water everywhere. And you're like, oh, get that back in. Next thing you know, you're choking to death on all the water and you spit. And when you spit, you forget to turn off the button and it shoots again. It's a nightmare.
Who has a water pick here?
I do.
You do. I do.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. I stick with a regular brush and floss. Actually, I use the
I have to use
the
the
little
water
hook
pick.
things.
The little pick things
Yeah.
with the string on
With the
those,
string on 'em.
I used those recently. I thought I cut my gum.
You're not supposed to push that hard.
I always push on it.
I bet you never thought you tuned into this podcast. There's going to be so much about teeth. This is actually our year in review. This is our last podcast before 2024. And thank you all for 2023 to remember. We'll put it that way. And Merry Christmas to everybody out there and to the whole team. This is the last time we'll get to talk to you before that holiday. We hope you enjoy it with those that you love. And, well, let's just start over at the beginning. I wasn't here when the year started, so Bill and Grimes and Preacher, tell us a little bit about what we did in January.
January was a complete nightmare for me. That was when we were supposed to move in February, but the current old landlord at the old spot was like, nope, you got to be out today. About 3.5 weeks before we discussed when being ready. So we came into the shop here at the new shop, and we decided to work and clean and get it ready.
It was a fucking mess in here.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yeah,
the
there
toilets were
Hey,
nasty.
at least the kid volunteered to clean those nasty ass toilets that haven't been used in probably over a decade.
He did. Well, they were used for about, 2 months by nothing but a construction crew. Can you imagine how disgusting that was?
Yeah.
It was black.
Well, when I walked into that bathroom and I seen it, and I was like, I don't want to clean this, but I think I'm going to have to. And then I came in the next day, and the kid already had it done. So I was like, fucking hey.
Gold star for Jakin.
And he still cleans the bathrooms.
He does.
He does.
Yep. It's a ritual. Gets his little gloves out, puts them on, finds the cloth, gets the glass cleaner, gets the toilet cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah, he does it.
It's almost like clockwork.
Man, when you do an episode like this on an entire year and you try and rewind all the memories in your head, it's really easy to get caught up in the last few months and what's been going on and, the troubles, difficulties, all of that's usually the stuff that comes easily to your mind. But when you think back to where we were last year, I mean, we were in a hole. And we were packing up and we were moving into a brand new store. Any way you slice it, 2023 has been a historic year that you can't compare with. I mean, we are in a brand new facility that finally got done and is amazing. So I just want to say 2023 has been a great year in so many ways. I'm grateful for the new spot, man.
He's not freezing.
Yeah, he's not freezing his ass off with a
Dude.
space heater sitting underneath his legs.
Yep.
Yes.
For the first 6 months, people would come in and like, man, I miss the old spot. And Ethan would be out front and like, Ethan, what do you miss about the old spot?
Not a
damn
effing thing.
Well, and I say, what am I supposed to miss? No bathrooms, no heat, no air conditioning, like black mold. What am I supposed to be missing, man?
Well, hell, when we ripped that fucking place apart,
I knew there was going to be mold.
oh, the humidor, above the humidor was just pure mold.
You could stick your finger through the floorboards. That's how nasty they were from being flooded out multiple times a year, year after year.
Yeah, people didn't realize a lot of negatives about that spot when you work in it.
Yeah.
And it made it unenjoyable. I remember coming into work with gloves, a beanie, a sweatshirt, a coat on, not taking it off. I made a cup of hot coffee just to hold it. I didn't want to drink it because my hands were freezing with gloves on. And I remember coming in and going, all right, we're not working today. Close up the shop. I'll pay you. You can't be in here. It's 23 degrees down here.
Well, and the thing is that people are like, well, I mean, there's fixes to that. Just bring in some
Come on
space
in, kid.
heaters.
Come on in, kid.
And I'm like, man, space
Who
heaters.
texted you?
Beer delivery from Jason or from Jakin. I'll do a Shiner Premium. Grimes?
I'll take some water.
Ethan?
I'm good, man.
Hey, kid.
I'm good.
Hey, kid, we're live right now, and I just want to let you know we talked to
Ruthie.
Yeah, we talked to Ruthie, and I plugged you, bro. She knows you have a thing for her.
I wish I had that on video camera to his face.
I told her you wanted to work that night. Wow, did he run out quick?
Yes, he did. You should have seen his face when you said that to him.
Oh, poor Jakin. He gets it from all sides.
But back to the space heater thing, man. People would say there's fixes for that. Just get some space heaters. I'm like, we have substandard wiring. And if you plug in a space heater, you're going to trip every circuit in the entire building.
Which happened how many times?
I mean,
A lot.
if you had one, that's it, right? You put it in two, and it lights out.
Yep.
Literally lights out.
Lights out.
Yep. Lights out.
Well, luckily we don't have that problem at the new shop.
Yeah.
It did take a while to get everything going. We had a countdown for about 10 days. We're like, do we get occupancy? Do we get occupancy? Oh, inspection. This, and this. Contractor has to do this, and this. Finally, we cracked the doors open at 5 o'clock on February 4th on a Saturday night for the brand new shop. And we kicked it all off with some good friends of ours, the Empty Cask Band out of Gillette, Wyoming.
It was a great show.
Yep, they rocked the place, and we were off and running.
Yep.
So February was a little bit different, adjusting to the new space. Kid and I had a shit ton of homework, and we've been through that a few times. When Bill has you join the team, man, it is it's like going to school. It's going to school to be a tobacconist. On the cigar side, the pipe tobacco side, learning about wrapper, filler, binder, the different blends, the different manufacturers. That was what I remember about the first 6 weeks. And of course, the young man who's handing us beers right now is way ahead of me. Still is. Just remembers everything. So.
Oh, look, the kid's a nerd, man. No offense.
In a good way.
I love calling him a nerd because he excelled in pipe tobacco and he excels in cigars. And being a nerd in life really can excel you in this industry because people really want to know knowledge before they make an informed decision and a purchase.
Yep.
And the kid's knowledgeable.
Absolutely. And takes to pipes like crazy. And actually, typically, if there's two of us on a weekend, we will divide the shop. Somebody will take the tobacco side, somebody will take the bar side, generally speaking. But there's oftentimes someone comes in looking for a pipe, and the kid will see that, and he'll be like, I'm going to work in the tobacco side now. And he just sells the hell out of it because he knows his stuff, and he loves it.
And that's another thing with the new building is that people might come in the off season because we're a tourist town, and they're like, man, I don't know about the new space. It's so big. And I'm like, man, it is so big, but when you come into an event, if it feels empty, it's only because we're not at max capacity during an event. And so we've made space for all of our customers. We've made space for shipping. We've made space for podcasting. I mean, we're in a great podcasting studio that we can dedicate to. I love it, man. The new and what's interesting, right? When you look at the numbers, it might feel empty, but if you would think about the old space, we would have been shoulder to shoulder. You would have had to I would have to crowd surf from one bar to the next to try and get over and help out.
And that would only be like 40, 50 people.
Yeah,
that's it.
It was way too small.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yep. And then for Ethan brought up big events and such. The first one was Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Now, it's not one of the biggest events in town, but it is definitely one that has some celebration. And for that one, we had, I got to look at my notes here, see if it was a long time ago. Grand opening party with Ashton Sawyer and Brandon Sprague was on stage for that particular one. So our first event was great. Good friends of ours with Sam from Ashton and Sawyer, obviously from Spearfish, great local brewery. And we were off and running.
Yeah.
Didn't see nearly enough girls earning their beads, but we can work on that for this year.
Did we have beads?
I don't think
I think.
I don't think we did.
Oh, Sawyer didn't bring any beads?
Sawyer brought beads, and Sawyer did bring beads.
So we'll keep that in mind for a couple months from now.
And you should too.
Exactly. And then just cruising right along. Of course, February's kind of slow in town, and then March comes, and holy cow, St. Patty's Day. What a fun time that was. We had Grimes out in the front with a little speed cooler selling bottles of Shiner beer, freezing his nuts off. That was
I'll never do that again.
That was kilt time too.
We haven't done it again.
I know. That's why. It was too freaking cold. And it did,
See, we get this nice, beautiful space, and then we stick Grimes out in the cold in the atrium.
Let's leave the door open and put Grimes in front of a cooler.
Yes, please. No.
Was that your idea?
It was my idea. Hey, I made $225 out there for the
short time,
for the short time I was out there.
It works.
Clans were coming in. Everybody was happy. It was an introduction to a lot of the stuff. We had the Chasing the Dragon line in. Of course, the Double Sweets had just come out. So those were flying off the shelf. And we experimented on the music side. I was like, hey, guys, I kind of want to book this hip-hop looping artist from Minneapolis.
Oh, man.
Cool.
And I pulled up a video, and I was like, what do you think? And I think Bill watched it for about 2 minutes, and I don't think he spoke for another 2. And then he's like, it's your department.
That's exactly what I said. If you think it's going to work, fine. We'll talk about it later.
And it turned out pretty good. Heatbox was a great guy. It was a fun time. We had a young crowd in here. He was super engaging. It was nice to have something other than the same old on the stage, and that was exciting.
It worked. Yeah, that's all I can say. It worked.
And of course, we got the new podcast space up and running then as well. So we had to say goodbye to Ethan's garage, where I was a guest one time, and we hotboxed the shit out of it, and I felt like I was going to throw up on the ride home. And I did. I didn't know much about cigars at the time. And this
You threw up on the way home?
Almost. Dave had to drive me home. Yeah. And I had a Mil Diaz, and there's nothing really potentially potent about that cigar as compared to some of the others in there. But the fact that there were no fans because it was too loud and we had to have it all quiet.
And 8 people smoking.
8 people smoking. I was like, oh, God, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I just did a little bit of a remodel, and I took down some of the pictures, and you can see where they're hanging.
Just like the old shop when we took everything down, right?
Right? Yeah, it's a gray wall like this one, but you can see the outline.
Yes.
So when we smoke in there again?
I mean, sometime soon, probably.
That sounds good. I can make time.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan. Enough. So that was March in a nutshell. So we got the first quarter under our belt, and then we roll around to April, which is typically April and November. generally speaking, are the slowest months for Deadwood in particular. We did have, let's see, we had My Father Cigars was out here for Forks, Corks, and Kegs. We did lose a team member. The Viking decided to go elsewhere. And we had some brand new ashtrays and some crackle lighters showed up, and we upped our hard goods game.
Yeah, but what happened during the first quarter that was stupid and funny? Anything?
Was that when the humidor leaked?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's when we had the problems with the
St.
humidor.
Patrick's Day, the roof.
A week before St. Patty's Day, me and Ethan walking in.
Which is
opening up the
amazing,
shop.
right? You just finish up. You get all the contractors out. Everything has got this fresh, clean coat of paint. It's all done up. We got everything situated in the humidor. And then we walked in, and Grimes looked down because there was a splash, and I looked up, and the ceiling's dripping. We have this huge HVAC unit above us, and that sucker has a little small tube, which is the reverse osmosis drain for the humidification in the humidor, and that got
Kicked out of the drain.
moved. Yeah, it didn't get secured
7
down.
gallons of water an hour.
Yeah, so all night long, man. It just soaked. And the good thing is we put the right kind of drywall up, which was resistant to mold, mildew,
And water.
Right? And so it didn't do well on the paint, but, man,
It
didn't fall
didn't
down.
drop.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just remember the look at me and Ethan gave each other, and we're like, what the fuck just happened?
Bill's coming in. Oh, shit.
I think I texted you right away saying, you want to get here as fast as possible.
Well, and here's what happened is after we realized there was water coming in, I looked down at the boxes, and a few of them look okay, and then I grab one, and there's
you can just see
there's cigars floating, man. I'm like,
Dude, I saw a Robusta go to a 6x60.
right? Yeah.
And still growing.
You have a bunch of boxes that are $400 retail, and they're floating, man. So
And it was, and if I'm right, it was CLE product mostly that got damaged.
Correct.
And that's who was coming
that
a
was
week
our,
later.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and when we poured it out, it looked like chocolate milk coming out of the cigar box.
Yeah, it did. It did.
It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Say, hey, 3 months in, less than 3 months in, and all of a sudden you're dealing with that crap. But we
That
got
was
through it.
$10,000 in cost that we lost. So in retail, that would been about $25K.
Yep.
Gone.
Bye-bye.
And you only get a little back from the state. We had to keep all the cigars for about 2 months till they came and picked them up. We had to have the paperwork in, what cigar, the cost, the price, and then they went through to determine whether or not certain cigars would get our tax money back. So we kind of lost out a little bit because they didn't believe certain cigars were there or the right price, or the invoice was later, and how's that cigar still there? It was a nightmare.
And then they picked them up and they had to destroy them, right?
Yes.
That's what they said.
Yeah. I offered to destroy some of them by lighting them on fire one at a time. Just kidding. Wouldn't do that.
You would need like a super torch just to dry it and then light
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You need a weed burner.
Oh, you do.
So that was a fun surprise in March. In April, we just keep rolling right along and having a good time here at the shop, getting our feet wet, expanding the music selection, working with our partners in the beer industry and the cigar industry and the pipe industry, and just moving right along. And then we're like, it's coming. Busy season. We roll right into May. Anybody?
No, forget May. It was a bad birthday. Let's move on to June.
A couple fun things did happen in May. One was a Black Hills Motorcycle Show from Jason Mook down at Deadwood Custom Cycles that we participated in. That was fun to get some awareness out for our new location. And to this date, the podcast that laps every podcast we've done was released in May, and that is The Wives of DTC.
Yeah.
Can't beat them.
No.
Just keeps growing and growing.
We can beat them. It's just your definition of beat.
Not without some law enforcement involvement.
Who said it? It could have been beet juice.
Isn't it funny that you, it's a cigar podcast, right? And our subscribers are almost exclusively, if not exclusively male. And you put on 4 ladies, and maybe 2 of them are actually cigar smokers. And that's our number 1 episode, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I sell drugs for a living.
Jody, man. She's so timid looking. She's such a quiet mouse. And then that's her whole cover because you don't see her coming. And she lands a zinger, man.
Yeah, just dry as could be. That's our CEO. If you ever see her, if she's in having a Lancero with Mr. Wild Bill, normally right by the front register, stop in and say hi, Madam CEO.
She'll get embarrassed.
Probably.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Also in May, and I'm not sure when this exactly happened, but it's all over the cigar press. There was some legal issues that raised their head.
Oh. Yeah, that was Drew Estate and Vaughn Boyd suing Deadwood Tobacco over the name of Deadwood Tobacco because we created a cigar, and they feel they own the rights to it, and I feel I own the rights to it. And we're fighting the big boys, and like I said before, I'm ready to fight. If I go down, my personality is going to burn it all down and rebuild it, and they're not going to have anything, and I'm not going to have anything. So we need to find a cohesive relationship between Drew Estate, Vaughn Boyd, and myself to make this product of theirs still successful. But if I have to, I will take my name off of it, and I will secure it for myself, which I own already. And that started some turmoil.
And it's continuing to this day.
Oh, absolutely.
So, as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, the Asylum 867 is the former Chasing the Dragon cigar. That'll be in our shop. And if you're interested on learning more about that, just go ahead and search any type of cigar media, and you can at least read what they have presented. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. June.
Yes, which brings us to June. We'll go right through that. June was probably my favorite month. Got to go to my first trade show because, unfortunately, Tony wasn't able to go because of some family issues. So I was on the trip with Grimes and Bill.
Tongue tacos, baby.
Tongue tacos.
And Uber hookers.
We swear there was an Uber driver who was a hooker. None of us partook. I just want to put that out there.
No, but she definitely told me that I can run my credit card through her other app.
Yes, and she had a
Not the
catering
Uber
company.
Yeah, it was a catering company. All I had to do was
This
invite
ride
her.
is $300. We'll put it on a card.
In Vegas, that's cheap. We'll take it.
If it was $300 in Vegas, I'm saying no.
Oh yeah,
Which we did.
Yes. We said no. We went to PCA, the big trade show, and that was a wonderful time.
Yeah, but what was the best food? Fuck the tongue tacos.
The meal that our good buddy Fabian treated us to, I think, was really good. And
I warned you.
So was Andiamo, the steakhouse. We
Yeah.
ate good the whole time. Well, so what was the breakfast place? That was good too. It was almost
Bagel
everything.
Mania.
Yeah.
Bagel Mania.
Yep. That was
Brisket. Brisket.
Yep. And they've moved that show, and the kid is going to go, and that's in March, correct?
Yeah,
this year.
we're going to Vegas.
Yep. So the kid will get that experience.
I'm going to push the kid.
Has he been to Vegas before?
No,
Never?
never.
Wow. And obviously, then this is the first time when he's been legal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And he's with the boss?
And he's got those long, flowing red locks. Trouble.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Exactly. Did he tell you the story about St. Patrick's Day when he was had his back turned, and he was wearing the pink kilt that used to belong to the Viking, and he had it up a little too high, and somebody came up behind him, and then they were like beside him, and they're like, something like, oh man, that redhead's really flat chested.
It's a dude.
Oh, poor kid. It's a quick and steep learning curve.
But he says that sometimes, like, because of his hair and the way it looks, people think from the backside, oh, that's a pretty girl. And then they're like, what? That's a dude? Shit. I mean, he's pale. He's albino. So, they were thinking, oh, that's a slick lady.
And so, besides PTA, June was Ryan Chris and the Rough Cuts. Colorado Country Music Hall of Famers were here for Wild Bill Days.
Those dudes got on the fucking bar and were dancing and walking.
That was jamming. That was cool.
I
They
would
were
love
a
to see
fun
that with
show,
them.
man.
Yeah.
And they are country, and they write a lot of really good country, but
Yeah.
their live show is a rock show, man.
Yeah.
But their country is not your I lost my dog on my pickup truck dropped and my wife is sleeping with my best friend type of country.
Exactly.
It was more of the outlaw country, the rough cut the difficult stuff that they talk about. So it was pleasing. I don't want you to think country, think outlaw country.
Yep, absolutely. We also had, I'm probably going to get the month wrong, but right about that time we had, did we have Joe Fabian and a pipe trunk show was here?
That was Wild Bill Day.
Wild Bill
Yeah, it
Days,
was
yep.
what during Wild Bill days.
We sold like that. I think that shocked him because everything he bought, we sold.
We had it
Except-
sold in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, he sold
37 that day.
but total, it wasn't like something like 200 pipes. It was crazy.
Yeah, in 2
Yeah.
weeks. I think we sent only 2 pipes back, and they were high-end Peterson signatures.
Yeah.
So it was a great time. Again, expanding the music, trying something different, and it worked. The country fans loved it. The band was wonderful. Bill took really good care of them because they're at the top of our price range, not telling tales out of school here, and they were very willing to come up and share their talents with us, so we appreciate that. And, of course, our buddies from Crux and Shiner were in for that event as well. So kicking off the busy season, wheels moving, everything's having fun. People are finding us still. You know, they were starting to catch on by that point.
You know, that's what is funny. When we think about what we were doing, and we had a year out knowing we were going to move, we told people we're moving. And we told them for over a year. So if you came in, you should have known that we were moving because we told you.
Look, all summer long, people were going to the wrong location.
Yep.
They're so accustomed to going downstairs to the old place,
And sweating their balls off.
and it didn't help that Yelp cannot upgrade our new location for
No,
whatever
but they still
reason.
call us every day.
Oh, yeah, they'll upgrade it. It's just going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Right.
It's a hostage situation
Yeah.
to get them to change their stuff.
Well, have you seen my arms? They're not getting that. My legs are pretty thick. So they can have my big thumb, which is on my toe. Because that's worth it.
Yeah, so that's still an issue. 715 Main Street in the Masonic Temple, literally across the street from the Franklin, right next door to the Silverado, on the corner. Can't miss us.
Yeah.
More or less, we're across the street from school.
And people are creatures of habit. I mean, once you're in a new place and you have a new experience, then it kind of solidifies the memory. But you can tell people 100 ways since Sunday, and they will never get it until they visit and kick the tires.
Yep. And then we start moving on to the meat of the summer season into July. Things get a little crazy because we're busy, which is a wonderful thing to have happen.
And it's a blur, right? I mean,
is.
summer,
Yep.
the events, one after the other, it just becomes a blur.
You know, I wondered about that if we're doing like too many events. I know the city puts on a lot,
Yes, they do.
but I'm also wondering if we put on a lot too. Because we expect to have good sales this weekend, and then we have another event next weekend, and then next weekend. And you just can't maximize all that. So sometimes, you know, an event you don't expect shines, and then an event you expect to shine doesn't.
really true. Yeah.
Like the rally this year. I know I'm jumping to August, but the first, 4 days was a mudslide.
It sucked.
It was fucking horrible. And then all of a sudden the sun came out, and on a Wednesday,
I
The
sent
rally was
everybody
weird,
home.
man.
That's the day I
It
get-
rained continuously for the first 3 days. It was cold. We had something like 16 different musical acts lined up for
Yep.
rally. We had a new cigar. We had reps in, which is interesting when you have a new humidor like we do, where they used to be. You couldn't fit everybody in the humidor. This was a different deal, man.
yeah,
But it was a weird rally.
it was weird.
Weird.
Yep. It was indeed. We're still going to run it like we always have. We're going to have all of our favorite reps in here. We're going to have all the great products. Of course, all the swag that comes along with that. Looking forward to a huge rally this year where it's going to be exactly 85 degrees and mostly sunny every single day. Guaranteed. No hailstorms, no rain, nothing like that this year.
Amen.
Yep.
Hey, is August when Stash shaved his stash?
No, it's not. It's October for Halloween.
Yep, for Halloween.
That's right.
Yep, Stash Liss, who is sadly on vacation for the rest of this month, so he wasn't able to participate. Maybe we'll just, maybe we'll give him a ring and just pop
Enjoy Pensacola, buddy.
him. Yeah, exactly. Pop him
enjoy.
up in a little corner.
Don't forget to bring back some sand or something for us.
We'll take it, whatever he can bring. The flannels came out. That was cool. That's a really great flannel that that we designed, and it's got nice touches on it. It's got eyeglass cleaner. It's got the engraved Deadwood Tobacco Company on all the buttons. We've got those, and even got some big boy sizes left, some 3 and 4X. So swing down and pick those up too.
You know, I had somebody ask me the other day if we got 6X.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I swear to God.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get that dude a 6X flannel.
yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Can we just take 2 3Xs and sew them together?
Can you sew?
No.
Then neither can I.
We'll check, and maybe Consuela can do that.
I can put holes in it.
Yeah. Yep. We also had the world's shortest charity ride attended by not a lot of people.
No.
We'll put it that way. But it was a great time. We raised over $1,000 for Shorty's charity on that. That'll be bigger and better next year. We do want to thank the city for participating. We had a police escort.
Yeah.
Shorty was running around in a little go-kart. I don't think that was exactly street legal, but they let us do
No,
it.
did you see the way he rode? He rode on the wrong side of the street. He did donuts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was having
That was fun.
He was having a hoot.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy, and he'll be back, of course, his normal 4 or 5 times in 2024 as
You know,
well.
I think that day his smile was bigger than him.
Could be.
You had a good time.
Yep, it was just
a good time.
it was too sad there was no seat for Aries in it. Next year we'll have a sidecar.
Yeah.
We'll get him up there.
We'll have to find someone with a side by side.
He should get Aries to run alongside.
It's less than a mile. It's a short little ride. Be looking for that. We're going to start advertising that coming up here in the first quarter, which takes us to September, man. We're cruising along. Hops and Hogs, Grimes. We did something different on the bar side.
We did. We brought in, I believe it was 12 different beers or 16 different beers from Global. Tim, thank you. We appreciate it. But we brought in a couple different sours that we wanted to give it a try right here in the shop. We got Drecker here at the shop now.
Yeah, these were the high-end custom ones, man.
Yeah, sell them at $12 a can, but they go, and most women like them.
Yep.
Delicious fruit smoothie. We had some fun IPAs. Global is a distributing company that has a lot of high-end craft beer from around basically the Midwest, all over basically, but Grimes chose a lot of stuff that's within drive distance. So we had Iowa people, Nebraska people, Montana people excited to see their beer in here. It was a nice change. Not that we don't enjoy all of our beer relationships. It was fun to add to it.
And where's Drecker out of?
Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo.
Yep. And as we are recording this, we have one left, but we'll have more down the road, absolutely. And actually, by the time we walk out this door, I'll probably go buy that one because it is the
Yeah,
last
you're not
one.
allowed to have those for shifters.
No shifter, too much for a shifter. By the way, Bill had to go pee. His tiny tank was full.
Well, we're over an hour at this point of recording time, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
we're clocking it.
We'll wrap it up really quick. So that's September. Hops and Hogs, by the way, has been moved because of all of the events we have in September. It's Oktoberfest and Hops and Hogs and Wild West Songwriters. Oh, Wild West Songwriters. Holy shit, was that a good time.
I got my ass rocked behind that bar by myself.
Yep, we're very happy to host the Friday Night Locals Jam for that. We had, I think, 27 different people get up and sing and play, local, regional, national guys from all over. Personally, the busiest I have ever seen the place. We clocked in at exactly 218 people. Wink, wink. One below our occupancy.
Did we really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you making stuff up?
No, why would I do that? Because we would never create a fire hazard by having more than 219 people in here.
Never.
No. It was a great time, and thanks to the Wild West Songwriters Festival for including us in all of their stuff. And next year, we're looking forward to that again, which leads to October. We had a bunch of fun stuff. We had a bunch of heavy hitters on the podcast. We did a Maduro smoke, which was a great thing. Dead Weird, of course, Shorty back again as a miniature Donald Trump.
Dude.
Right? That's all you got to
Harry's
say.
dressed up as well.
Well, and what was funny about that is that he goes, man, some of my supporters are going to hate me. I'm like, what do you mean, man? If you dress up like Trump, I mean, you make both sides happy, right? I mean, some people, you're just making fun of the guy, and then people are like, oh, dude, this dude's down.
Exactly.
And he's like, they're not going to see it that way. I'm like, all right.
I think
whatever.
I think he did well on donations and sales that week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was selling pictures, and people were like, yeah, I'll take a picture with you.
Yep. And then
It's all for the dogs.
All for the dogs.
All for dog.
saving animals' lives. And then we
One neuter at a time.
and then we wrapped it up with No Money November and Holy Shit, Please Snow December. So
No, it's no money November, dead broke December.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. Not to end it on a downer. As Ethan said when we started this, hey, it's been a historic year. Any way you want to slice it, sure. As Bill said, when we got on this podcast, I'm going to tell the truth. Some shit didn't work. Yeah, there's some,
No, some shit didn't work.
yeah, but some shit did.
You can plan, you can execute, but when certain things out of your control that don't happen, it sets a lot of timeline backwards. And in a small business, if things go backwards because of a timeline, that hurts cash flow and money. And let's be honest, the lawsuit ain't helping, but long story short, we got big shoulders, so we're going to keep this store up.
Yep.
Like it.
Boom.
Absolutely. We're still evolving on the music front as well. We're experimenting with all kinds of genres. We're going to have some great blues bands up here. We mentioned Sam Groh, our hopefully very soon to be endorsed country
Wait
artist.
a minute. In November, we went to Omaha.
We did go to Omaha.
And you didn't allow us to give up our hotel room. The farmer's wife, huh?
The farmer's wife. We did meet the farmer's wife, and she really wanted our corn.
No, dude. Look, this was.
I haven't heard the story. So.
Oh, dude. So the VIP was only $15. So Randy got the VIP, and we start going up there, and you see these couches and these pods.
Where are you at this point?
At this point, we're in a little town in Iowa, just about 45 minutes from Omaha.
Yeah.
You're in Lincoln.
At a music venue.
No,
No, in Iowa. Yep.
Oh, in Iowa. Holy
Iowa.
cow.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
So we go to this venue, brand new. It's pretty, and we were there to see a blues musician. And Randy goes down up front because he's going to make the connection and try to get the guy up here. And I'm sitting up there, and this guy comes over, and he's like, "So where are you from?" And I wanted to be a smart ass and say my parents, but I said Deadwood Tobacco. He asked what we're doing here, and I said we're here to see this musician because this is what we do.
Tell me the town name.
I believe it's Griswold.
Griswold. Yeah, I know that.
And it just took a weird turn. Not because I turned the vehicle. This guy is married, and he tells, "Yeah, we did this. Our daughter was in Nashville. She brought this back. We're not open all the time, but this is what we do." So they must have money. And then he introduces us to the wife. And the first thing she asks me, she gets up right next to me, and she's a 5'4", fake boobed, 58-year-old. And she goes to me, "Do you own a Harley?" I said, "Yes, I have two." She's like, "I thought so." And I'm like, "Whoa, that's in front of your husband?"
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Where are you guys staying?" And we said, "Omaha." And she's like, "Oh, you can stay at the farmhouse." Mm-hmm. And we were like, "Nope, we're going to leave." So they have a smoking area that you can go smoke. And we were like, "No, we're going to smoking area. We'll be right back." And she takes her finger and points on the table and goes, "You better come back right here."
There's a lot of action in Griswold, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Yeah.
I think the husband was cuckold.
And we did not go back.
No, we left.
Yeah. And then proceeded to blow the tranny out of the CEO's car. So
Yeah,
that's
that was a nightmare, man.
And Ethan, don't edit that to have me say blow the tranny. Just don't do that.
Just leave it.
He blew the tranny.
Let it stand, man. Let it stand. Interpret that how you will.
Yeah, that was good. But I will give a little shout out to Ford, because we went to the dealer and he was like, "Hey, call Ford. You guys are Ford people. Your family's Ford people."
You had to put a new transmission in your car to
Yeah.
get home.
No. I got home with a fucked up transmission.
Oh.
And then when we got home, Jody took the car up because she was off and found out the transmission's blown. But the good part to that is Ford Motor Company's picking up $4,500 of the $6,000 tab
Why?
because we're just slightly out of warranty for the
Wow.
transmission.
Good for them.
And they said, "Yeah, we got you." Because
Nice.
they called the garage. The garage like, "Yeah, they do all their maintenance here."
Wow.
So that saved me going into the end of the year because we're not doing a Christmas this year because of that.
That's your Christmas present.
Merry Christmas, CEO. You get your car fixed.
She gets her car fixed, and I get a what we decided to do was make Christmas cards for each other. So we're going back
Very
to
nice.
We're going
Very-
back to the construction paper,
Nice.
the Elmer's glue.
Yeah. Are you going to put in there a free 60-minute back rub? That kind of thing?
Fuck no. I'm married 28 years. That's stopped once,
Yeah. 27 and a half
married.
years ago.
I got married. I'm not a masseuse.
Yeah, that's Ethan said we're running a little bit long. So here, we're going to do something special for you. If you have actually listened the entire way through, first, God bless you. Second, we're going to give you a little something. You be the first person to comment on our YouTube right now and say, hey, man, I made it all the way through. The first one that comments that they made it all the way through the podcast, we're going to go in the humidor, grab some special stuff, and we'll get in touch with you and send that out to you. A little gift for helping us out, helping us grow this podcast as we work on improving things here at the shop.
Make sure you take a screenshot so people know who won.
Because you know that a lot of the people who are listening to this episode are going to stop after Ruthie.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Because eye
Why
candy
they
is not
want to
enough.
look at it? Well, when it comes to her, you ain't no eye candy.
I swear she's going to watch this and cancel the show.
No way.
They're trying to set me up with the redhead. And
Yeah.
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 She loved it. She rolled with the punches.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She's
Those guys have got some weird oral fixation.
So make sure you do that. That's all time stamped. We'll see who's first on that. And hey, maybe the second place person will give you a little consolation
Speaking
prize.
about Ruthie, I'd rather have her fix my teeth and then pour me a cup of coffee.
Yes. If she's going to make it in music, she'll be great. Well, without further ado, that's about it, folks, for the last podcast of the year, episode number 44.
Question.
Fire.
What was your most exciting moment and your worst moment in 2023 here at DTC?
I don't know if it was most exciting because Grimes and I were both here at that time, and it was one of these things where it's nice to meet somebody who's really famous and super down to earth and a real dedicated, knowledgeable cigar smoker. So Aaron Lewis of Stained came into the shop when they were playing at our neighbors up at the Deadwood Mountain Grand. He called ahead. His security checked it out, taking his precautions, had a group of about 12 or 15. Super quiet guy, but very nice. Knows his smokes, likes the heavy stuff. We got him in a tabernacle. Grimes helped him out, ended up buying a pipe and a whole bunch of other stuff. It was cool to meet someone that famous who is
Low-key.
super down to earth and a real cigar head. That was probably the most fun I had at the shop. And it wasn't really super exciting. Nobody was like jumping up and down, but it was like, all right, man, this guy's a real smoker.
I don't think anybody realized that he was even in here.
No.
Yeah, real quiet, unassuming guy. He's not very big in stature, but yeah.
But we didn't make a lot, as a team, we didn't make a lot of hoopla about it either.
No, not at all.
Because famous people put their legs on, or their pants on one leg at a time like the rest of us, so they're not all that.
How about Grimes? What was your favorite part of 23? My family.
Oh, no, not my family.
That was a nightmare.
I'm a little bit more comfortable on this now.
Think about it. We'll go to Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan, what were you thinking?
Other than the new building, podcast studio, stuff like that, I enjoy working with all of the different bands that come through. But Mark Joseph and Stanley the Baron, they were a blast. And I got to shoot some video for those guys. They were so much fun. And then to have them back for songwriters, man, love those guys. Great memory.
How come nobody said the worst thing?
You didn't ask that question. And well,
I
you
asked
did.
the best and the
did you?
worst.
Oh, okay. Well, Grimes?
Well, okay, I'll go with the worst thing. Rally. I was stressed out the whole rally.
It's always a cluster, man.
Why were you stressed?
I don't know. I was just stressed out.
Okay.
We got through it. Yeah. Be bigger and better next year. All right, Bill, you asked the question. Now you have to answer it.
The greatest thing was towards the end of the year. And that was my team understanding what's going on. And I feel they rallied behind me when I was down and told me everything's going to be okay, even if I don't believe it.
That's what teams are for, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we build a team. The greatest thing that happened for me was the lawsuit, because I'm fighting for what's mine. I'm not fighting for what someone else has. So my personality is to fight and not lose or be defeated. And I'm ready for this fight. I've built this store up from a seedy basement into a more clean, prosperous business in Deadwood, South Dakota. And I say that respectively to who owned it, but let's not get into nitpicky what happened at the old store. It does not happen here at the new store.
Yeah, when you create a new product and you're invested blood, sweat, and tears, you want to see that flourish, man.
Yeah, we got the bankers back in town. We get the mayor back because a lot of these people were not necessarily recommended to go because their spouse didn't like the seediness of it.
Yeah.
That the town felt it had.
So you're saying we're respectable now?
Yes,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
that's fair.
We should probably start acting like it then, huh?
No, that's what got us here. We want them to know they're respected, but we may not be respected. And we're okay with that because we have the same great service, but shitty attitudes.
There it is. It's right above the stage. And with that, we're finally going to sign off. That's the end of episode 44. Ruthie Craft on stage Friday and Saturday, 8 until midnight. And then, of course, after that, we're going to do our New Year's Eve. The next podcast is coming your way. It's going to be episode 45, and it's going to be all about Black Hills beer. We're going to have representatives from all three of our distributors, and hopefully I'll get them to fight over stuff. That's my plan anyway.
Yeah.
And we'll drink a bunch of beers and have a good time, and a whole lot more coming up. The Wives of DTC will be back right around Valentine's Day for an episode. We're going to do our live episode in March, which is episode number 50.
That'll be cool.
Be looking for invitations for our regulars and good customers and friends of the shop.
Hey, you know what should happen when the wives come back? Like, it should, I don't know how this will work, but Ethan should be on the camera with his wife, and they should discuss their rigorous road of smoking.
Look, we got 28 years under our belt, man. Like I mean,
Yeah, so do I. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, we could tell some stories. You know what I'm saying?
That's the point. And then me and Jody get up there, and I can talk about how she didn't want to smoke a cigar, and now she smokes way strong shit. And I'm not down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely tell the story about when Ethan and his wife were not yet dating and the response of her family.
dude.
Yeah, we'll tell that story too.
But 50 episodes, man.
Yeah,
That's
50.
amazing.
It is. Yeah, and we're cranking them out every other week like clockwork. They come out on every other Tuesday. The video version up on YouTube, of course, and it's everywhere else. If you want the audio, just search for it.
Smash and like on YouTube, please.
That's it, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Jason Grimes, the boss of the shop. This is Wild Bill. Behind the board is the preacher, Ethan. My name is Eye Candy Randy. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.